Hey guys, Madison here, back for Film Friday number 66. Execute Order 66. Sorry, don't know what happened there. Kind of went all dark side for a second. But today I am reacting to a highly requested movie, much beloved movie. I am watching The Princess Bride, and don't hate me, but I have sort of tried watching this movie before. I saw like 15, maybe 20 minutes of it when I was at my brother's house one time. I was half paying attention, I was hardly watching. I just kind of thought this movie is not for me, but I am deciding today to give it another shot. I don't know the plot, so it's not one of those things where I'm going in and I already know everything about this movie. The extent of my knowledge is I am blankety blank blank, you killed my father, prepare to die. That is the extent of my knowledge. I've heard some of the lines, like the memes, but again, it's one of those classic films that I'm like sort of aware of, but also not really. So I am giving The Princess Bride another shot today, and we're going to see how this goes. I feel like I'm finally in the right mood for it because I am just in the mood where I need to laugh at something today, so I feel like this was a perfect choice. I really enjoy Cary Elwes. I watched him recently in Glory. I say recently, it was probably over a month ago now, but I really enjoyed him in that film. I know this is not going to be at all the same tone of film, but I'm excited to see him doing something completely different than Glory. One big announcement before I get into this week's reaction video. I am so excited to finally be able to tell you guys that I have for a long time been working on the official trailer for my debut novel, Gone Outlaw, and the trailer is coming out next Wednesday, April 5th. I am so excited. It's going to be a heck of a Western Wednesday, so be sure to be there. I'm going to premiere it here on my YouTube channel. I've been working so hard on this. I did all of the artwork for the trailer, wrote the script, and assisted with editing. And the extent of my assistance is just with instructions because my cousin's husband, Brad Ballou, did all of the editing and animation for this trailer, and he did a fantastic job. And my cousin Karen, who has her own band, The Deer's Cry, she actually composed original music for this trailer, and it is fantastic. I can't wait to show it to you guys. So next Wednesday, April 5th, be here. It'll probably be at 3 p.m. Central Time here on my channel. With that said, guys, let's jump into this week's reaction. Oh my goodness, that is way too loud. Nothing like the roar of a lion to wake you up in the morning.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Mom.
Your grandfather's here.
Mom, can't you tell me I'm sick? He'll pinch my cheek. I hate that.
I think I'll leave you two pals alone.
I brought you a special present.
A book?
That's right. When I was your age, television was called books.
Is there any sports in it?
Are you kidding? Fencing, fighting, torture, revenge, giants, monsters. The Princess Bride. By S. Morgenstern, Chapter 1. Nothing gave Buttercup as much pleasure as ordering Wesley around.
Farm boy, polish my horse's saddle. Farm boy, fill these with water. Please.
That day, she was amazed to discover that when he was saying, as you wish, what he meant was, I love you.
Farm boy. Fetch me that pitcher.
You grab the picture.
As you wish.
So how does this all go wrong? Something has to go wrong here.
Is this a kissing book?
Wait, just wait. Wesley had no money for marriage, so he packed his few belongings and left the farm to seek his fortune across the sea.
I fear I'll never see you again.
Of course you will.
What if something happens to you?
Wesley didn't reach his destination. His ship was attacked by the dread pirate Roberts, who never left captives alive.
I will never love again.
But he's not dead. She didn't hear news of that. She just assumed.
The foreign city was filled as never before to hear the announcement of the great Prince Humperdinck's bride-to-be.
I don't know why I was talking like that. I have to use the same accent they are. Let me guess, Buttercup is gonna be his bride.
On that sundown, I shall marry a lady who was once a commoner like yourselves. My people, the Princess Buttercup.
I could have guessed.
Buttercup's emptiness consumed her. She did not love him.
Of course not. Look at him.
The only joy she found was in her daily ride.
We are but poor, lost circus performers. Is there a village nearby?
There is nothing nearby.
Then there will be no one to hear you scream.
He just did like the sleep hold thing they do when they pinch your nerve. That is terrifying.
Once the horse reaches the castle, the fabric will make the prince suspect the Guildarians have abducted his love. I've hired you to help me start a war.
I just don't think it's right, killing an innocent girl.
I agree with Fezzik.
Oh, the sot has spoken! What happens to her is not truly your concern. I will kill her.
Just chunk him overboard, man. It would be child's play for you.
Despite what you think, you will be caught. And when you are, the prince will see you all hanged.
You're sure nobody's follow us?
As I told you, it would be absolutely, totally, and in
Relaxing would be a terrible mistake.
Probably some local fisherman out for a pleasure cruise at night.
Definitely pirates.
Infested waters. Left! Left!
I thought this was supposed to be funny. This is scary.
He doesn't get eaten by the eels at this
Snake.
time.
What?
The eel doesn't get her. I'm explaining to you because you look nervous.
Put her down! Just put her down! I suppose you think you're brave, don't you?
Only compared to some.
That's good. Good line. Brave, but only compared to some.
Whoever he is, he's too late! See? The cliffs of insanity!
I think he already approached those cliffs a long time ago, if you get what I'm saying. Long way up. I hope that's a really strong rope.
He's climbing the rope.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. Throw him off the cliff when you get to the top. Whatever his name is, Mr. Inconceivable.
Did I make it clear that your job is at stake?
Really, that rope climbing is the most impressive thing. I could never. The biceps you must possess. I ain't got it. I mean, he's not even pausing. He's just like gliding up that rope. He's using his own rope, wasn't he? Or maybe not. They're gonna be hanging onto the rock. Yeah.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable.
You keep using the whole...
You be careful. People in masks cannot be trusted.
I'm waiting!
Hello there! Slow going? Look, I don't mean to be rude, but this is not as easy as it looks, so I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't distract me. Sorry. I swear on the soul of my father, Domingo Montoya, you will reach the top alive.
Throw me the rope.
Thank you. Well, wait until you're ready.
Farm boy.
I do not mean to pry. You don't by any chance happen to have 6 fingers on your right hand?
Do you always begin conversations this way?
My father was slaughtered by a 6-fingered man, but he gave me this.
How old were you?
I was 11 years old.
I don't think they're gonna duel, they're just gonna sit there and chat.
I certainly hope you find him someday. You ready then? Whether I am or not, you've been more than fair.
You're using Bonetti's defense against me, huh?
I thought it fitting, considering the rocky terrain.
Naturally. You must expect me to attack with Capaferro.
You're amazing.
I ought to be after 20 years. Oh, there's something I ought to tell you.
Tell me. I'm not left-handed either.
What? I mean, as a lefty, I feel kind of left out right now. See what I did there?
Who are you?
No one of consequence.
I must know.
Get used to disappointment.
Okay.
Okay. They're so dramatic.
I would soon destroy a stained glass window as an artist like yourself. However, since I can't have you following me either.
Meanwhile, the princess is going to be so far ahead of him now. After a delay like that.
Give her to me. Catch up with us quickly.
What did I do?
Finish him.
Finish him. Your way.
Oh, good. My way.
Watch out, Wesley, you're about to get the concussion of your life. Good thing you missed.
I did that on purpose. I don't have to miss.
You mean you'll put down your rock and I'll put down my sword and we'll try and kill each other like civilized people?
I can kill you now.
Frankly.
Like, this is not going to go well.
I just figured when you give me so much trouble. But what?
Did he finally knock him out?
There was a mighty duel.
Ranged all over.
I do have to hand it to the prince. At least he's out doing his own footwork.
Ready for whatever lies ahead.
He's not just sending everyone out to do it for him.
If you wish her dead, by all means, keep moving forward.
Let me explain.
There's nothing to explain. You're trying to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen. I can't compete with you physically, and you're no match for my brain. Let me put it this way. Have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
In that case, I challenge you to a battle of wits.
For the princess? To the death? I accept.
The dramatic music when he nodded. He just conveniently had all this wine and food waiting to set up a picnic.
All right. Where is the poison? The battle of wits has begun.
Criminals are used to having people not trust them as you are not trusted by me, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you.
Truly, you have a dizzying intellect.
Wait till I get going!
Reverse psychology.
You're exceptionally strong, so you could have put the poison in your own goblet, trusting on your strength to save you, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you.
What? Where? I don't see anything.
Oh, well, I could have sworn I saw something. No matter.
All that time it was Shortcut that was poisoned.
They were both poisoned. I spent the last few years building up an immunity to iocane powder.
If you'll release me, whatever you ask for ransom, you'll get it. I promise you.
You telling me she doesn't recognize
On a
him?
cloudy day, he can find you.
Girl, did you really love
Your
him?
dearest love will save
If you did, you would recognize him by his jawline,
And yes, he will save me. That
his
I know.
lips.
And there are the princess's footprints. She is alive, or was an hour ago. She is otherwise when I find her.
You're the dread pirate Roberts. Admit it.
With pride. What can I do for you?
You can die slowly, cut into 1,000 pieces. You mock my pain.
Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who says differently is selling something.
How cynical.
I remember this farm boy of yours, I think. This would be what, 5 years ago? Does it bother you to hear? He simply said, please. Please, I need to live. It was the please that caught my memory. And then he spoke of a girl of surpassing beauty.
That's so mean. He should tell her.
You should bless me for destroying him before he found out what you really are. When you found out he was gone, did you get engaged to your prince that same hour, or did you wait a whole week out of respect for the dead?
You mocked me once, never do it again! I died that day!
Oh! As you wish!
Oh, my sweet Wesley, what have I done? Ow!
The grunting. This is the longest roll in the history of rolling. Now that we've just broken every bone in our bodies.
You move at all?
Move? You're alive.
Why didn't you wait for me?
Well, you were dead.
Death cannot stop true love.
They're kissing again. Do we have to hear the kissing part?
Someday you may not mind so much. Wesley and Buttercup raced along the ravine floor.
Ha! Your big fiancé is too late.
Fire.
This will all soon be but a happy memory. Robert's ship Revenge is anchored at the far end. And I, as you know, am Robert's.
Well, Roberts had grown so rich, he wanted to retire. So he took me to his cabin, told me his secret. I am not the dread pirate Roberts, he said. My name is Ryan. The real Roberts has been retired 15 years and living like a king in Patagonia. Thank you. Then he explained that the name was the important thing for inspiring the necessary fear. So we sailed ashore, took on an entirely new crew, and he stayed aboard for a while as first mate, all the time calling me Roberts. And once the crew believed, he left the ship, and I have been Roberts ever since.
Uh-oh. Nothing worse than rats is giant rats.
Wesley, what about the ROUSs?
Rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
Help the guy out. Grab the sword. Why are you just standing there? I mean, if my man was about to get eaten by a giant rodent, I believe I would stab that giant rodent multiple times. She'll defend herself, but not Wesley. I mean, I suddenly just lost, like, all respect for Buttercup. I mean, girl. The sword was completely accessible. Rodent completely oblivious to your presence. You could have just gone, whatcha? He doesn't even say, girl, what were you doing? You were just gonna let me get eaten? I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Surrender!
You mean you wish to surrender to me? Very well, I accept.
I give you full marks for bravery. Don't make yourself a fool.
If we surrender, and I return with you, will you promise not to hurt this man?
May I live 1,000 years and never hunt again.
Once we're out of sight, take him back to Florin and throw him in the pit of despair.
Yeah.
I swear it will be done.
That's what I thought.
We are men of action. Lies do not become us. You have 6 fingers on your right hand. Someone was looking for you.
Where am I?
The pit of despair. Don't even think.
Don't even think about trying to escape. You survived the fire swamp. You must be very brave. But nobody withstands the machine.
The machine, huh?
She's been like that ever since the fire swamp. It's my father's failing health that's upsetting her.
The king died that very night. And before the following dawn, Buttercup and Humperdinck were married.
I present to you your queen! Queen Buttercup!
Your true love lives, and you marry another. True love saved her in the fire swamp, and she treated it like garbage. And that's what she is. Boo! Boo! Boo!
I genuinely thought that was real.
It comes to this. I love Wesley. I always have. I know now I always will.
You return this Westley to his ship?
Yes.
Then we will simply alert him. Please consider me as an alternative to suicide. Are we agreed?
Wesley's in the pit of despair.
Creature.
He's not on his ship.
But when I hired Vizzini to have her murdered on our engagement day, I thought that was clever. But it's going to be so much more moving when I strangle her on our wedding night. You know how much I love watching you work. But I've got my country's 500th anniversary to plan, my wedding to arrange, my wife to murder, and Gilda to frame for it. I'm swamped.
Beautiful, isn't it? Took me half a lifetime to invent it. I'm sure you've discovered my deep and abiding interest in pain.
What a morbid invention to devote yourself to.
I've just sucked 1 year of your life away. I might one day go as high as 5, but
I don't think that's
I really
how it
don't
works.
know what that would do.
As chief enforcer of all Florin, I trust you with this secret. Killers from Gilda are infiltrating the Thieves' Forest and plan to murder my bride on our wedding night. She will not be murdered. On the day of the wedding, I want the Thieves' Forest emptied and every inhabitant arrested.
Many of the thieves will resist. My regular enforcers...
Day of the wedding arrived. The brute squad had their hands full carrying out Humperdinck's orders.
But the prince gave orders.
Sorry, Vicini. When the job went wrong, you went back to the beginning. It's you.
You don't look so good.
Fezzik and Inigo were reunited, and as Fezzik nursed his inebriated friend back to health, he told Inigo of Vizzini's death and the existence of Count Rugen, the six-fingered man.
I need Vicini to plan. I have no gift for strategy.
But Vincent is dead.
Not Vicini. I need the man in black.
The thieves' forest is emptied. 30 men guard the castle gate.
Double it. My princess must be safe.
Wesley and I are joined by the bonds of love, and you cannot track that. Not with 1,000 bloodhounds. And you cannot break it. Not with 1,000 swords.
I think no man in a century will suffer as greatly as you will.
Got to 50! Fezzik, listen. Do you hear? That is the sound of ultimate suffering.
The entire kingdom heard his screams.
He's dead.
Just is not fair.
You've been very sick, and you're taking this story very seriously. I think we ought to stop now.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I've seen worse.
How can you see worse than dead? Unless the body is, like, mutilated. That would be worse.
I never worked for so little, except once, and that was a very noble cause.
His wife is crippled. Children are on the brink of starvation.
You a rotten liar.
Why did he even have to make up anything? Just tell him everything about Buttercup.
Mostly dead.
Oh,
He's
Lord.
slightly alive. Now, all dead. Well, with all dead, there's usually only one thing that you can do.
Like a CPR device?
True love is the greatest thing in the world. Except for nice MLT, mutton, lettuce, and tomato sandwich when the mutton is nice and lean.
This is Buttercup's true love. If you heal him, he will stop Humperdinck's wedding. Shut up.
Wait. I make him better. Humperdinck suffers? That is a noble cause.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Bye-bye.
How long do we have to wait before if we know the miracle works?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I'll beat you apart. I'll take you both together.
All right. Come on, help me out.
Now, I'll need a sword eventually. Why? You can't even lift one.
I do not marry tonight. My Wesley will save me.
Stand your ground.
And the Dread Pirate Roberts. There will be no survivor.
Some soldiers.
Give us the gate key.
I have no gate key. Fezzik, tear his arms off.
Oh, you mean this gate key? Escort the bride to the honeymoon suite. I'll be there shortly.
He didn't come.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Epic. I mean, I'd probably run too. I would be terrified of that man. I mean, his skill.
You've always been so kind to me, and I won't be seeing you again, since I'm killing myself once we reach the honeymoon suite.
She just straight up told him. And he's like, okay, cool. This man is just gonna keep running and not stop. Yeah. No.
If you've been chasing me your whole life only to fail now, I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Not cool, guys. Not cool. I want Inigo to kill this man. No, Buttercup, he's coming.
There's a shortage of perfect breasts in this world.
What a thing to say, and he said it so casually.
Good heavens. Are you still trying to win?
He is. And he will.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Stop saying that!
Oh, offer me everything I ask for.
Anything you want.
I want my father back, you son of a bitch.
Satisfying.
I got married. I didn't want to. It all happened so fast.
Never happened. Did you say I do? You didn't say it. You didn't do it.
To the death.
No! To the pain.
I don't think I'm quite familiar with that phrase.
To the pain means the first thing you lose will be your feet below the ankles. Then your hands at the wrists. Next, your nose. Your ears you keep, and I'll tell you why. So that every shriek of every child at seeing your hideousness will be yours to cherish. Every babe that weeps at your approach, every woman who cries out, "Dear God, what is that thing?" will echo in your perfect ears. Drop your sword. Have a seat.
I saw the prince's table, and there they were, 4 white horses. And I thought, there are 4 of us. If we ever find a lady.
That was quite a leap of faith.
What? What?
Now it's kissing again. You don't want to hear that. Since the invention of the kiss, there have been 5 kisses that were rated the most passionate, the most pure. This one left them all behind. So long.
Grandpa, maybe you could come over and read it again to me tomorrow.
As you wish.
Well, guys, I have officially seen The Princess Bride. What a span of movies that I have seen from Rob Reiner on the channel. I have watched, let's see, I've reacted to A Few Good Men, When Harry Met Sally, and Misery, and Stand By Me. I mean, the man has range. He has directed a range of movies so different from each other, not at all alike, and each one very, very good. I never realized in all my years hearing about this movie that it was a grandfather reading a book to his grandson. I never knew that. I thought it was just like a fantasy, medieval, historical movie, and like I didn't know that it was a story in a book. And that made it so much more endearing because knowing that it's a grandfather wanting to come over and share a fairy tale with his grandson was just really touching and really sweet. I mean, so many of us have memories of family members, mom, dad, grandpa, grandma, an aunt or an uncle reading us stories as children, so that immediately hits you right in the feels, right? Of, oh, I remember when so-and-so used to read stories to me and what that meant to you as a kid, and developing your sense of adventure and imagination. So I really liked that aspect of it. I have to say, in all honesty, my favorite character is Inigo Montoya. I mean, what an icon. He set out for his revenge and he got it, man. And he persisted even after being stabbed like 3 times. Amazing. And he just kept repeating his mantra. That line will always mean more to me now than it ever did before. And now I understand, as you wish. I've heard that, had no context for it. Now I will understand and appreciate all of the memes that I've been hearing on and off over the years. So I've filled in, I've talked about it before on the channel, how a lot of these classic movies that I watch is like filling in a cultural void, you know? And this definitely feels like one of those movies where I have like filled in a gap in my cultural consciousness. And I'm glad that I have. I believe it was Andre the Giant who played, what was his name, Fasick? I can't remember, but I think that Andre the Giant is who played him. He was great. Talk about endearing and just so likable. He was just a giant with a heart of gold. Loved him. Really enjoyed Wesley and Buttercup, even though I got really mad at her in the fire swamp. Still haven't forgiven you for that, Buttercup. But what's funny is it's such a satirical commentary on the cliches of storytelling and fairy tales in particular, and yet you still get invested. That's the great irony. The funny part of it is that you're like, I recognize that it's poking fun and I'm not supposed to take it too seriously, but yet you still get invested in the characters and what happens to them, the romance, the revenge, what's going to happen to them. Are they going to win? Are they going to get the bad guy? You still get invested, even though you understand that it's very humorous and satire. And it's funny that they can achieve that even with such a humorous portrayal. And I think that's probably the greatest thing about it. His monologue to Humperdinck at the end was the hardest I've laughed at a movie in a while. So the movie gets a lot of points just for that scene. I really appreciated that. What is that face? You know, talking about the babes, the children, you know, all being horrified at the sight of his face, and just the terror on Humperdinck's face. It was amazing. That scene, 10 out of 10. And the Inigo Montoya scene, 10 out of 10. So satisfying. Wow. Oh my goodness. Thanks guys so much for recommending this movie to me. What a ray of sunshine today. Really needed it. Great. So thank you to everyone who recommended it to me, voted for it on the poll. So glad I finally got to watch this. If you want to see my full-length reaction to this movie, head on over to my Patreon, link in the description below. And I will be reacting to another movie next week. If you want to vote on the poll for that, again, head on over to my Patreon. You can do just the $1 tier and vote on all of my future movie polls. $2 tier, full-length reactions. Check out my Patreon if you want to see what all of the benefits are over there. Next week, I will have another episode of The Mandalorian coming out on Wednesday. And don't forget, also on Wednesday, the trailer, the official trailer for my debut novel, Gone Outlaw, is coming next Western Wednesday. Can we call them Western Wednesdays? Why not? That will be premiering at 3 p.m. Central Time, so if you know what Gone Outlaw is and you're hyped, come to the premiere. If you don't know what Gone Outlaw is and you want to find out, come to the premiere. All are welcome, so I will see you guys on Wednesday. Hope you enjoyed this reaction. Thanks for watching.